welcome back to Breakfast Television. Even a minor fender bender can mean serious pain for you, so we brought in chiropractor Dr. Sean Shapiro to talk a little bit about whiplash and most importantly prevention. And we're going to use the car seat in a moment, but I want to talk about why I have these guys. These guys are an indication of what happens in a car accident and the fact that when the car gets hit doesn't mean that I'm not hurt.
Well, what happens is a lot of people think, oh, my car, it's a misconception. Oh, my car wasn't that damaged, or it was a low-speed accident.
Yeah, not big.
But the car's designed to damage. When it falls apart or when bumpers cave in, it's a crush zone. It's meant to absorb shock. If it doesn't do that, there's an instant rebound if the car doesn't deform, passing all the, the force onto the occupant. And, it's imagine playing basketball with Play-Doh. It wouldn't work, right? You need it to rebound. So if you drop one that doesn't deform, you get a rebound. Okay?
Right.
That's a car that doesn't deform.
But then when I do my orange,
yeah, as you can see, it's a big difference. And even something as low as like a 32-kilometer accident, if there's no deformation, it can yield up to 10 Gs of force. A space shuttle launch is like 4 Gs, right? So it's actually even low-speed accidents where there's not a lot of damage to the car. The research is very clear. Speed, to a certain degree, as well as body damage, is not an adequate predictor of your injuries.
Just because I'm going slow, just because it's only a dent, doesn't mean that I haven't got serious problems.
Yes.
So when it comes to prevention, one of the best things I can do, A, be very careful on the roads.
Yeah.
Make sure I can see, make sure my brakes are working, but I can also adjust my car seat, right?
Yes, this is actually one of the biggest things, and this is where everyone gets out their pens and papers.
Okay.
Raise your headrest, Manitoba.
Okay, so
I'll show you why. Take a seat here.
Oh, gladly.
Okay, so most people sort of sit back, they're cruising, they got one hand on the wheel, or in his case, he's doing, there you go. What happens is
darn kids, be quiet! Daddy's driving.
This is a safety device, right? It's not just for taking a snooze or a nap. So the first thing we tell people is raise your seat back, okay? So we're going to raise this up a little bit to a more upright position.
Oh, wow.
And the thing is that it may not be quite as comfortable at first, but once you get used to it, it does make a big difference. Because in the event that you do get rear-ended and your car is reclined, you're going to elevate like a ramp over top of it.
Okay, so if I'm leaning back, then that impact will be spread out and I could actually have more force trauma.
Well, yeah, you could elevate over the seat. The other thing is that if you got one hand on the wheel and you're far away, as someone who actually goes to the track in Gimli a fair bit, it's all about car control, right?
Yeah.
And so if you got one hand on the wheel and you barely have any strength with it, if something does happen, your car control will be diminished.
Race car drivers have them right on top.
Yeah, exactly. So they can exert force. So you don't need to be eating your steering wheel, but you want to bend in your elbows, two hands on the wheel.
Okay.
The other thing is, and this is huge, raise your headrest. There's research to support that only 14% of headrests are set up properly in Canada. The other thing is that a properly set up headrest can reduce your injuries by 40%. So people who come and see me, if their headrest is set up properly, often their injuries are less so than people who don't have their headrest set up. So the first thing is raise it up.
Okay.
So you have the middle of the headrest even with the top of the ear, okay?
Okay.
And the other thing is the closer you have it to the back of the head, the better. This is a huge, huge proponent. The further back you have it, the more space your head has to travel.
So I get in the car accident, my head's got to go all the way back to find it, as opposed to having it right there.
Exactly. And in fact, I'm going to show you this quickly, is now in newer cars, the headrests are actually mandated to have a certain shape. You'll notice they've actually set them up that they're further along to minimize that space. But for someone like me, I'm driving a 2002 car today, it doesn't have a headrest set up like this. The vast majority of people don't have that, so if you can raise your headrest, get it close as possible to your head, it will make a huge difference. And in fact, if you're less injured, less money has to go out, maybe your insurance rates will go down.
There you go, less work, less pain, less medication, all good, and it's just as simple as moving up the headrest. If you want to see that again, if you didn't get your pen and paper out, you can find those links on breakfasttelevision.ca, and we'll put all of Dr. Shapiro's info on breakfasttelevision.ca. Going to take a break, still plenty to come today on BT. I do this.